we found a place to camp, so we're just going to get set up. Scott's found a nice relatively flat spot for his Z-Pax duplex, and we've got the hammock, so we're just looking at tree spacing to figure it out.
I was just looking at that thinking, that's not your hanging cords. I was like, that's crazy straight.
Got everything nice and set up. Just lying in the hammock. It was raining, although the rain's kind of petered off by the sounds of things. Normally you can hear it before you can see it or feel it, so yeah. Looking at the old reservoir wall over there. And this is the scenario in here. Got my sit mat, which is quite comfy. My new Dutchware hammock, which is so much better than the DD one. Got so much more room. Still getting used to the diagonal lay, which is a bit bizarre, but the DD hammocks I could never quite get the hang right. So this is quite comfy. Got a structural ridge line, which is there. And the only thing I need to get is one of the little internal pockets, so I can stuff things inside it, so I don't have all my bits and pieces flying around in here. But you can get so many different add-ons for these, which is great. But yeah, I've got a Petzl head torch, which has a little lantern thing. So last night I hung the lantern from the ridgeline along with my watch. So I had my roof clock, and I had my lighting system, which was fine, and everything else just lived in my bag, which is all down there, looking quite messy at the moment because we've just stopped. So yeah, and sort that out. And my new down is pine cone.
We've all eaten our food and our desserts, and now we're lusting after chocolate that we didn't bring with us, which is pretty disappointing. But you know, when you set off you always think, I'm going to be really healthy, I don't need all that crap, and then when you end the day after loads of miles you think, I wish I had all that crap with me. I'd definitely eat it. So yeah, we're all just taking a minute and just relaxing basically. Everything's set up, tents up, hammocks are up, tarps up. Like I say, we've had food, need to get a little bit more water at some point. But it's a really peaceful evening. The winds, we had a little bit of rain, but that stopped. And now the wind's dropped right off, actually too much. I'd like a little bit of a breeze. It's not too buggy though. There are bugs around, but I'm not getting swarmed or anything. So yeah, it's a lovely little spot. It's just nice actually just being out and sitting for a minute. I'll show you these two fools by a tree.
Backrest.
Yeah. Megs is airing her feet.
My toes out. With my one bandage foot.
And Scott was showing me his Z-Pax duplex.
Yeah.
In Cuban fibre, or DCF as they've kind of rebranded, and it's awesome. It's so spacious in there. I'm so impressed. It's crazy. And the weight, like when I picked it up, the tent itself, I was just like, whoa.
And the sleeping
500
bag.
odd grams. Yeah, the Z-Pax sleeping bag you got as well is beautiful. The quality's lovely.
Really well made.
Yeah, it's well worth the money, I think, when it's stuff that's really well made. Why not? And yeah, I'm just sitting in my hammock, taking it easy, maxing back, relaxing, chilling outside of school when a couple of guys, they were up to no good, started making trouble in the neighbourhood. Ooh. Yeah. There's a few roaming sheep, as you'd expect in Wales. And that's it really, just peaceful times. It's so nice to be able to sit in a hammock. I set my tarp up in like porch mode, so I used my trekking poles to give me like a little So I've got this little roof open so I can chat and look out, which is really nice because the wind's not bad. So when the wind gets bad, I'll just drop it back down. Yeah. All right. We'll let you know what's happening. All right. Before it gets too dark to film, I thought I'd give you a proper walk around of the camp and actually show you everything that's set up, so you can see what we got going on. Might be a little bit of adjustment still to go with my tarp I need to move, but I'll show you everything as it is, talk you through what we're using. And obviously if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments. Always happy to answer questions and talk about one of my favourite topics, outdoor gear and wild camping. So first of all, I have a AntiGravity gear storm tarp right here, which is a sill nylon tarp, and it has, you can probably see inside, little doors that you can close in on it. So that's the tarp that I'm rocking. I've got a Ridgeline from Hammocks, who are a little UK company. They've got an eBay store, which is really nice, easy to use. It uses little Tato clips, Tato Nama clips, which are nice and easy to tension everything, and it's a really good heavyweight cordage, so really nice and strong. I have got Dutchware Gear guy lines. These are Zing It or Lash It, I always forget which one's which, and they have got tarp hooks on them, so it's quite a cool little system. I can show you probably at some point, where you peg your peg out with the guy line attached, and then you can clip this little hook onto your tarp or whatever you want to guy out, and then you just pull this rope here to tighten it, and once it's tight you just make a little loop and it tensions and it doesn't go anywhere, and that's it, done and dusted. And then they stay nice and tight, and I've got those on little titanium shepherd hook stakes, so that's all guyed out. The suspension I'm using is the Dutchware Gear Beetle Buckle suspension. So these are little titanium like adjuster clips. You just pull to tighten, and then to loosen you just have to have it at like a right angle, and then you can slide it any way you want. And it's got another little titanium clip to hook around the tree, which is pretty cool. I have got a Cuban fiber bag for my hammock from Dutchware Gear. That is the massive spider. That is a ULA CDT frameless backpack, nice and lightweight, not great for carrying heavy loads, but good. I've been carrying 9 kilograms, so nice and light. It's even lighter now that we've eaten all the food. And yeah, you can see I've got it set up in porch mode. So this is nice and open. You can do stuff in here, whatever you want. Everything's a bit messy at the moment, but I'll tidy it up. So you can sit here and cook and eat if you want, which is nice, and you've got some coverage. I've got the Lecky poles out, and then I've got the Dutchware Chameleon hammock, which is a really, really nice hammock. The Ridgeline, I've got a little pocket in here that pushes up to store all the gear inside, so you can take your clothes and stuff and put them in there as well. I have got, sorry, it's probably quite dark in here, but I've got a Warbonnet Outdoors Diamondback quilt. It is their 50 degrees Fahrenheit, so 10 degrees Celsius summer quilt. It's really warm at the moment, it's summer, so that's perfect. I've got an ENO Blaze underquilt, which is rated down to around 0. It's not my favourite underquilt, but it's the only one I own at the moment. I really want to get a different one, but it works well. It's down-filled, 750 power, fill power, and it actually is pretty good. It's kept me warm anyway, so that's it. Show you Meg's setup. Meg's really similar. She's rocking a Dutchware Gear tarp. She has got guy lines made by me with little NATO line locks on them and a piece of bungee cord. I always put bungee cord on my tarps so that it gives them some flex. She has the Mantis suspension system from Dutchware Gear, which uses these little Mantis clips Again, they're like a little titanium clip. And she has a Tarp suspension system from Dutchware Gear. I think this is the Wasp, the Dutchware Wasp, one on either side so you can tension it. And then that's the hammock. It is a Dutchware netless hammock, netted hammock, sorry, which has a zip on one side to get in and out, which is non-removable. You can see it's got little tension points out, so it helps you create your diagonal for sleeping. And she has got an ENO Vulcan underquilt, which is a synthetic fill. It's not a bad underquilt. It's a little bit bulky and heavy, but we're only recently been getting into hammock camping, so those are things that need upgrading really. Inside is a Cumulus quilt of mine, which I gave her to use, which is sort of a medium weight one. It's pretty nice and warm. And Megs has been rocking the Gregory Octal 55, which is a really nice lightweight woman's pack with the full frame in it as well, so it's good at carrying reasonable weight loads. Seems like a really comfy pack so far. And Scott's Z-Pack's Duplex, which I mentioned earlier, which is a really cool tent. Beautiful in DCF carbon fibre. He's got the Z-Pack's Arc Zip backpack in X-Pack. So nice and tough, but also really lightweight. It's got a full frame in it, only weighs about 750 grams. It's got the 20 Fahrenheit Z-Pack sleeping bag on a Cedar Summit. I can't remember which mat it is, but it's one of the Cedar Summit ones. He's got the same pillow that Megan's got, which is one of the Cedar Summit pillows. It's got like a little down fill on top. They seem really good. So yeah, he uses the trekking poles to give it its tension. And yeah, so it's a cool little camp we've got set up. We've got 2 hammocks hanging, and we've got a tent, and we've got a Megan. So this is the view walking into camp. Got Megs over here in the brown tarp, me over here in the Moroccan blue, I think it's called, tarp, and you got Scott through there in the Z-Pack's tent. So yeah, it's a beautiful evening. We're just going to keep taking it easy for the moment until we're kind of ready for bed, see what else we might want to do. It's been a lovely trip. So did over 1,000 meters of ascent and over 12 miles today. Did Corndu, Penny Fan, Cribben, Fanny Big, and then the ridge all the way over down towards Talibont Forest, and then back up, and we're in the Upper Noyad Reservoir, at the top of the Upper Noyad Reservoir, so not down towards where the car parks and stuff are, all the way up, back out towards the mountains, where you've got this nice wooded area and you can find really good wild camping spots in here. Cool. Alright, well, we'll speak to you at some point. Worst case scenario, we'll see you in the morning for coffee. Good morning, world. We've all gotten up, or woken up anyway, and we just made some coffee. So yeah, just had the alcohol burner going down here, and had a cup of coffee and a little bar for breakfast. Megs is just getting herself ready in her tarp over there, and Scott is up. I think he's gone down to the stream to fetch some water. Yeah, I slept really well last night. Woke up briefly at one point, but yeah, otherwise slept like a baby, which was really nice. So I feel nice and recovered and fresh. I think everyone had a pretty good night of sleep overall. Meg said she had slightly cold feet at one point. I think her under blanket was maybe not doing its job properly, but that's one to figure out. Yeah, we didn't have any rain in the night. There was a little bit of a breeze, but nothing too much. In fact, it's actually quite nice, to be honest, having a bit of a breeze in the summer when it's so warm. But the plan basically for today is pack up here. We're not in any rush, but we'll all pack up, so get everything together, get all the gear packed up, get our packs on, and then we're going to hike back out. So we're at the Upper Noyad Reservoir, and then we're going to come back onto this ridge line behind us. I forget the names, but that kind of runs straight back up towards Corndu and Penny Fan, but it's a much shorter loop back. I think that this return route is only like 5.8 miles back down to where the cars are, and then yeah, we've got to drive home. Scott's only going back to Bristol, so it's a shorter trip for him, whereas we've got to drive back to Brighton, so 4 hours on the road or so. But oh man, my hair is Needs a brush. Whoa. But yeah, that's the plan at the moment. So we'll see what happens. There was a bit of rain forecast for today, but at the moment it's looking actually all right. A little bit overcast, but nothing too bad. So yeah, we'll update you as we go.
We're packed up and we're ready to go. We have left no trace, as per usual, and we are going that way, up onto the ridgeline and back out again. 5 miles back to the car, and then 4 hours of driving back to Brighton. So yeah, I'm sure we'll catch up with you on the route, but it's time for us to get moving. It's 9:15. It's good.
We're just crossing down towards the old reservoir, the upper reservoir wall, which is pretty cool, so I'll show you. And there's still water flowing through, and there's a really nice place here to come for like a little wild swim. It's not hugely deep, so it'd be less of a wild swim and more like a little wild dip, but if it was a really hot summer day, you could literally bivvy down on the side here and then go for a dip early on. I'll show you what it looks like. You can see it's nice clear water. Yeah, cool little spot. So we're going to go across over here and then up that way. Woo! At the moment we're smashing it up here to get up onto this ridgeline, and it should flatten out. There's Scott in the yellow shorts up there, disappearing. There's Maggie's. It's pretty steep. Whew. Blowing. I'm blowing. There goes Scott, nearly at the top. It's actually only a short haul now. You've done the hardest. It's nearly up there.
Get this over with.
So we made it up, and now we're just tracking along, and I'll show you our route over here. Basically just following this spine all the way back. We're going to skirt around. You can see Pen You Found and Cribbin in the distance, although there's some fog blowing in. We're going to skirt around Corndew and then drop back down over the other side. So I'll show you what it looks like now. So there's Megan and Scott just up here. We're walking all the way along this ridge line and down and around that way. So like all good things, this journey's come to an end. Car's all packed, we're about to head off on our drive home. Scott just set off a minute ago for his shorter drive home. It's been an awesome trip. We've had good weather, brilliant mountain days, and yeah, hopefully we're going to get out for some more soon. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. Check us out on Instagram at Outdoor Intrigue, and we'll see you out there, everyone.